Team NBS Media presents The Mask Podcast.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're back for another episode of the Mask Podcast. I'm your host, Mark, with my co-host, Rick. Rick, say what's up to everybody.
What's going on? How's everybody doing tonight?
All right, well, normally it's sports, entertainment, relationships. Tonight we're going to go a different route. We're going to talk about how to handle grief. Well, shit, I wouldn't say how to handle it because I probably haven't handled that shit correctly. So I can't give you any advice on how to handle grief because I haven't handled it correctly. And I'm pretty, I can admit that. We're just going to talk about our experience in it, dealing with the loss of loved ones and, and whatnot. Somewhere along the line, I probably crack some jokes because, that's how I deal with grief or pain or whatever. So if you're like, oh shit, he's talking about this and losing his mom and he cracking jokes. Whatever gets you through it, gets you through it. If you don't want to laugh, that's your prerogative. Fucking mute me or whatever it is you want to do. Other than that, Rick, how's your day going, brother?
Oh, not so bad. Other than it being so damn hot up here, man, I'm ready for who rushed summer, man? How did we skip over spring?
I don't know. I woke up, I'm like, I had to pop like some Benadryl shit. It was that the allergies was kicking in. It's like 80 degrees here in the Bronx. I'm like, I really don't understand what the hell happened. It was like 56 the other day. Now we at 80. I'm just at a loss. I'm just here
breaking out the fans early this year.
Word, you gotta break all this shit, and then fans and the air conditioner could be so dusty and shit that you just fucking out here just dying, man. It's just too much going on. Yeah. All right, so I guess we can just get right down to the nitty gritty. First, let me tell y'all, right? So I was giving Rick the question of, because we were trying to decide how we was gonna talk about it. So Rick was like, "Yo, I gotta ask you some of these questions too, because I can be the only motherfucker talking."
I mean, look, I got the gift of gab, man, but still, I ain't gonna be. Y'all don't want to hear my opinion on all of it. I'll be just rambling.
Like, I can't be the only one here talking about my loss, and he's right. So I guess, man, look, we can kick it off with oh man, first question. Let's start with this right here. So for Rick, his loss that he wants to talk about is mainly his mom and his grandmother. So my question to you is, how has their death helped you in any way? I know it's a fucked up question to ask, but how has their death helped you, grow as a man?
I think one of the biggest things I've learned from losing a parent is the differences in where I was before to where I am now. I think the hardest thing to shake and to pick up the ball was where I make my decisions and what I do. I guess I'd say the thing that kind of shook me the most and woke me up a little bit. It's helped by all means. As much as it sounds messed up to say, it helped me make better decisions with what I was doing with my life. When you have someone like me, my mom was one of those people that was always a safety net. Any decision I made, I could be fast and loose with any decision I made because I always had that backup plan. Like, oh, if I mess up, I'll just move back in with mom. So I got to a point where it was like, you can't be making those decisions anymore. You got to make more adult decisions. You got to learn to fly without that safety net,
True indeed. For me, it was more of a like, oh shit. Eventually, I'm going to die. I mean, and eventually, hopefully, my kids will have to bury me. I don't want it the other way around. I want my kids to bury me. My mom and my father's death taught me that I have to be prepared or prepare my children for how to do the process of burying me. Like, fuck it. I just go out here and say it. Like, when my mom passed, I could not find the paperwork, the life insurance, because she didn't tell nobody where she put it at. So her death made me go back and once again make sure my kid's name is on everything. Make sure if I do go away that it's in this particular place. Like if you got to go to a safety deposit box, like, hey, this is where it's at. I wrote each one of my kids a letter explaining my life, how I felt about them. In case something happens to me, these are my passwords. I mean, my passwords may change, as life progresses, but what the fuck? At least they know the proper steps to take to make sure that I'm okay as far as, whether I want cremation, whether I want to be buried, but just to make sure that they have the proper paperwork, in order, to make sure that everything's okay. That's what my mom, that's what the devil taught me, is to make sure that I'm doing everything as a parent to make sure my kids don't have to be running around like a chicken with their head cut off, making sure that everything is on the up and up.
Yeah, that's actually a great point too. I mean, it's one of those things where it's a hard lesson. Like you're trying to deal with grief, but now you can't even do that properly because now you've got to come and find all that little things that you would never have thought of until that day come.
Sure indeed. Shit, man. Look, we going on 2 years since my mom passed, and I have not even really attempted to even file for the life insurance and shit. Like, and I don't care like who's listening. Like real shit. Like, look, it's not. It was never about the money. Mm. Like motherfuckers, like, oh yo, like I remember getting to the hospital when I left my job in New York and I went to the hospital, and I remember a family member telling me as soon as I got in the hospital, he said, "Hey, your mom left you something." That shit fucked me up. Like I didn't get a chance to say hi to y'all, like nothing. That was the first thing out their mouth was, "Hey, your mom left you something." It's been 2 years. I ain't looked for it. Like, I mean, like, who couldn't use money? But at the same time, I am not still mentally prepared to deal with that shit yet. I have not dealt with my mother's death yet. And it's not about the money, man. Like, is that what we think when people die? Like, yo, how much money did you leave me? Or what fucking material possessions you left me? I don't give a fuck. Just, you know what I'm saying? Give me back what I lost. That's all.
Right. Like, y'all can have all that money back. Right? Like, so, like, I think a lot of people go there because I think people grieve in different ways. I think some people feel the need to bring that stuff up because they don't want to feel like it's being withheld from you, because that wouldn't be what your parent would want. It's hard to see things from both sides of the coin on that. Like, one of the things that I've definitely learned over the years is, like, how much I acted off instinct and, like, impulse. Anger was one of the biggest things that got us so mad over dumb shit that I look back on now and I'm like, damn, I guess I see, one, what they were trying to say, and two, these people were dealing with it their own way. You don't know how people deal with shit. So I think that's the hardest thing for people to comprehend, is everybody kind of deals with it in different ways.
True indeed. It's like I said, it's always, a touchy subject.
Especially when it comes to money.
Man, please, yeah, that money shit is crucial. I'm glad I'm not rich, yo. Shit, man, fuck that. Another thing, like right here. So we know that it can help, but how has their death hindered you in any way?
I think losing people. I mean, there's been family members, you know, I'd have to take off, you know, count on all fingers and take off my shoes to count on toes how many I think I lost along the way. Each one's affected me in a different way. But when you lose someone, when it's someone that you're that close with, it kind of fucks up your whole reality. Let's be honest. So, I think I've made a lot more decisions as an adult, and it's kind of changed me, I would say, as a person. I've kind of lost the, carefree spirit about me. Like around my friends and family, I was always center of attention. Now I'm more grounded, not being such a goofball, and it's kind of changed my personality a little bit. Has it held me back anyway? Not really. Maybe it forced me to grow up a little bit, but I think it definitely has changed how I act and interact with people.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, like, you know, if it has like hindered anything. Maybe in other people's eyes, they can say, "Oh yeah, you changed some." You know, that's your viewpoint. Like, you know, my eyes, it just helped me open my eyes to a lot of other shit that I didn't think about before, as far as the importance of life and also the importance of death. But it hasn't hindered my growth. If anything, it's a push. You know, it's a kick in the ass. It's like, because we talk about that shit all the time about, hey, if somebody died, I'm gonna live for you. I'm gonna make it to be a millionaire for you, for your memory. I mean, if anything, it should be a push in the right direction. So, it has not, neither one of the deaths has hindered me. My dad, his death did kind of hinder me somewhat. I was still in college, and I would say I went a whole nother fucking route. So yeah, it did kind of hinder some shit because I was young and I was still 19 at that time. So his death put me on a different path. So that's when I started getting into a whole lot of other trouble and shit, doing shit I had no business doing. So in a sense, his death did, it did stunt my growth as far as college go. I didn't finish. I left school. So, well, damn, I didn't think about that shit just now. Yeah. His death fucked me up. Yeah, that shit sent me a whole nother path. My dad death did hinder my growth. If he didn't die, maybe I would have finished school. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I can't speculate on that. But I do know that his death did stop me from doing the things that I guess he wanted me to do. And, that was that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, there's a certain point in your life, once that happens, whether it's right away or, years down the road, where you realize, you wake up one day and you just ask yourself, am I honoring this person's memory the way I should be? You know what I mean? And that'll, whether you spiral at first and then pick it up later on in life, or you decide, hey man, I really got to buckle down and focus, you start to make decisions based on what they would have wanted for you. It's no longer, I'm going to do this because what I want to do. It's like, I want to do this because what I want to do, this is what I want to do, but I also want to do this because it would make my mom, my grandmother, my grandfather, my uncle, whoever passed away before, it becomes something that is always in the back of your mind. Like, am I making the decision the right way based on what they would have wanted for me? It changes the way you go through the steps in your mind of what you want to do next.
True indeed. Oh shit. Yeah. Man. You can read at the bottom on this one.
Oh, whew.
Yeah, word up. Like I said, you and I pretty much have the same, the way that we view things with the mom and the grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as your mom goes, in her life and your life, do you have any regrets?
Here's the thing. When it comes to the relationship I had with my mom, do I have any regrets? I think before she passed, like my mom, it wasn't an overnight thing. It was something that was a gradual decline. So we did have the time to talk before she passed. So we smoothed a lot of things over. I told her a lot of stuff that I regretted, and it kind of helped a little bit in terms of what I did or did not regret afterwards. But I think looking back on my life as a whole, I kind of regret the way I was as a child. It's weird to say. I regret how quickly I acted on impulse and emotion. And I still do, because I grew up my entire life that way. I look back on it and I try to be better to people, and I try to be more patient with people, because I've lost a lot of good relationship and good time with people, because a lot of that time was just stupid pent-up emotion that I just blew up at people about. I still do, but it's fewer and farther between these days. You know what I mean? Like, you look back at these things, and you look back at the way they raised you and what they were trying to tell you along the way. And as an adult, you're like, that shit makes more sense now. You know what I mean? You look back and you're like, damn, I really was a dickhead back then.
Damn. Oh shit. The regrets. As far as mom goes, nothing but regret. I'm my mother's only child. I have brothers and sisters, for my dad, but I am my mother's only child. Our birthdays are fucking 8 days apart. We're both Libras. My regret is that prior to her passing, my mother and I was not speaking. And if you let other motherfuckers tell it, let the family tell it, they all swear that they know what it was about. And after she passed and hearing them talk, I realized y'all didn't know shit. Like, she told y'all whatever the fuck she wanted to tell y'all. And I always wondered where I got that from. My mom kept y'all at arm's length without y'all knowing what the real deal was, because that's between her and her child. Obviously, she didn't want y'all in our fucking business. And that's why after she passed, guess what? I still have not put y'all in our fucking business, because that's between my mother and I. But we were not on speaking terms when she passed. Now, she did try to reach out a few times and mend that fence, but me being so stubborn and her child, like, I just wasn't trying to hear it at that time, because in my mind, I'm thinking we have time. I'm thinking that, maybe she calls on a Monday and I'm like, I don't want to answer the phone. Or maybe she called on that Wednesday and I do pick that phone up. But guess what? That fucking day never came. The next call that I got was about her being in the hospital.
Right.
So by the time I actually got to the hospital, she wasn't gone, but she was gone.
Right.
So me getting there and I'm talking to her, maybe according to the doctors, and and I'm going to say it, the bullshit they tell you, oh, she can hear you. How the fuck, have you ever been in that state where you're laying in the fucking bed with tubes in you and can you actually tell me that the person laying in the bed can hear you? How the fuck do you know she can hear me or not? So stop feeding me that bullshit. However, I was talking to her. So I had to, because I had what I was feeling and the guilt that I was feeling, I had to get that shit off my chest. Whether or not she heard me or not, I have no idea. If she heard me, the universe heard me, God heard me, somebody had to hear me, but I pray to God that she heard something before she left this earth, because she was not dead yet. But I pray to God that, wherever she's at, that she knows that I'm sorry.
Mm.
Because I never got a chance to say, yo, mom, I'm sorry. I was a butthole. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then, at the same time, like we beefing, we send a text message or a message here, and she kept saying the same shit. Like, yo, I get why you are the way you are. You're my son. I am the same way you are. That shit made a lot of sense to me. But my biggest regret is not accepting her apology when I had the chance to accept her apology.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that's a life lesson for you, man. And when those things happen, it kind of like that's one of those things that'll stop you dead in your tracks, and you're like, man, if I get that opportunity again, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it that same way. I am not making those same decisions. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where you realize just how wrong you were real quick, and I guess that's where most people live with regret. But at the end of the day, I've learned, over time, especially from my mom, who was one of the most forgiving people ever, that your mom's gonna love you no matter what. You know what I mean? They're unless you're like a serial killer or something like that. Mom's gonna understand she's raising a boy who's got a little bit of a hot head. You know what I mean? Like,
true indeed.
You might piss them off, but they're always coming back to you. You know what I mean? So.
Oh man. This right here was yours right here. This is your question right here. During it all, during the transition phase, what's the hardest part of your life that you had to adjust with your loved ones no longer there?
The hardest part is, man, I try to tell people this, and when you lose someone you're that close to, the hardest thing you'll have to do is essentially, and it sounds weird or cliche to say, is you basically learn how to live all over again. You know what I mean? Because it's hard. It's hard when you lose someone that you're that close with, like the person you call, like, Ma, I just got a raise at work, or I just got promoted at work. Now shit like that happens, and you're like, oh shit, there ain't no one to call for that. Or you go to dial that phone, and you're like, oh shit, ain't nobody gonna pick up. The hardest part of those checkpoints and those celebrations in life, and feeling like that person that is always that person you went to, you can't go no more. And it'll always come up, because you're always going to have those little rewarding moments in life that you're going to look back on and go, fuck. You feel like that little bit, like you should be, at a 10 celebrating, but you're like an 8 because you feel like you're missing that little bit extra, that little bit of that pat on the back from the person you normally go to.
True indeed. Shit. The adjustment part, it's exactly like Rick said. As a kid, I don't care. You always want to make your parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles proud. You always, what I'm saying? It's not a competition. Maybe it is a competition between you and your brothers and cousins and shit. But yeah, you want to be the one to be like, yo, I did this shit. And then, like you said, with them gone, it's like you don't have that person not to showcase, but that person to tell, unless you're married and shit like that. But it's a little different with your mom and your grandmom and them. That's different than your wife or your girlfriend or your kids or whatever. That's a different fucking level of, yeah. I gotta tell them.
Well, that's just it. And not to jump in on you, but like it feels like it's like you celebrate with them because it's like, here's all the hard work you put in. Here's where it's paying off. Congrats. Thank you for everything you've done. You know what I mean? You're right. It's different. It's just different.
Yeah. But like you said, man, there's no other way to say it. Like that was probably the hardest, adjustment. And then, just not having them no more. Like, family functions and birthdays and holidays and things of that nature. Like, you just don't see them anymore. And for the kids, it's different. That's a grandmother, great grandmother, whatever the case may be, they're no longer there. So the adjustment period is just like dealing with not being in your presence anymore. That's the hard thing right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this one. Oh, yeah, good one for Rick right here. Oh, man. What's the fondest memory that you have of your mom? I know that's probably a lot of memories and shit.
Oh my gosh.
You know.
My fondest memory of my mom. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys. My mom owned a cheer gym, right? So
Word?
yeah, so we would travel and we would go to like competitions and stuff, and like we'd have to be up early, getting ready, getting the kids ready, getting everybody ready to go. And we'd have to be up at like 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I remember thinking that my mom would be fucking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, top of good morning, everybody. I'm like, bro, mom, shut up. Like it's 8 in the morning, you know what I mean? Like, but she was always that person. She was always the person that was picking people up. That was always bringing that energy and always being that kind of lead and being, you know, the person that made sure that we were all up, ready to go and being, you know, prepared for the day. So just that energy that she would bring to be like, my mom, my whole mom's side of the family is those people that are, you know, center of attention and like being the, you know, center of the dance floor, partying, dancing away. You know, those are the memories I have. I'm sure there are personal memories along the way, but the fondest memories are the ones that remind me of who she was as a person, not just the things we shared together.
Holy shit. I did not know that.
Yep.
Oh, well, you know what? Though, as much as you're talking about it, like, hey, Bob, be quiet as early, you do realize that, like, every fucking morning, you texting me early in the damn morning.
Yo,
I'd be like, yo, why is Rick not sleeping shit?
There's some mornings where I'll be like, yo, I just saw this sports topic. I just read an article on it real quick. And I'm like, yo, at least let me wait till 8 o'clock, bro. Like, because he probably still fucking ain't even had coffee or nothing.
I'll be like, yo, Rick can text me early as fuck in the morning. But at the same time, I now understand why. You know what I'm saying? You picked up right where your mom left off.
Well, that's just it. Like, I was never an early bird, but now that because of my job and because of everything I got going on, like, I'm like, let's get the day started. I'm not one of those people that sleeps to 10, 11 o'clock anymore. I'm like, yo, we got to go. We got to do stuff to do. I'm trying to get it done so I can get back to relaxing.
Holy shit. That shit makes a whole lot of sense. I had no fucking idea. The fondest memory of your mother. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one.
Can I say this shit? I can say the damn thing. I want on air, too.
Yeah, it's our podcast. Yes.
Word. And the wild part is, I had this discussion maybe about 2 weeks ago with a person. I've never told, like only three other people know this motherfucking story. That's me, my mom, the other person I told, and the female. Of course, you grow up with your mom. It's a lot of memories, yo. Going to trips and doing all this shit. But this one always sticks in my damn head every time I think about my mom. I was on my way to college. I just got accepted to college. So you gotta start buying shit for your dorm room. All right. I don't know. I swear to God, somebody gonna kill me today when I tell this story. All right. I was in high school. I was dating a female who shit, man. She wasn't into the whole physical intercourse type situation shit, right? Okay, she was a virgin. I don't know how to say that shit, right? Now, my mom was still my mom, but my mom, she's Philadelphia all the way. So she understands. She understands she got a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid on her hands. So I was supposed to be her downtown to buy the small refrigerator for my dorm. I never made it. I never made it to meet her. Why? Because that virgin female decided today was the day.
Okay.
Now, I'm tell you how fucked up the story gets.
There's more. I love it.
I didn't meet my mom. So I can, in better time, there were no cell phones. But I know, I heard the phone ring, and I know it was her. I fucking know it was my mom calling the fucking house to see where the hell I was at. Lord, and me being so stupid, I did not pay attention to the time. My dad comes in, he catches us.
Okay.
Facts. My dad catches us. Now, I guess at the same time, this could be a fondest memory of my dad too, because my dad's a fucking G. They know who the girl is because she's been in my life for like pretty much my whole senior year of high school. My dad looks, and I guess he catches eye contact with me and the girl, and it registers like, oh shit, he's getting it. Like the nigga walked in, saw it, looked at us, and closed the door. I'm sitting here looking at her like, yo, do we keep going? Like, now mind you, in the back of my head also, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't meet my mom downtown for the fucking refrigerator. I'm like, oh shit, either way, I'm getting my ass whipped. Somebody is fucking me up when this girl leave this house. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going out like a trooper. Now I can talk this shit because one of the people who probably know who that girl is are people I went to high school with, and I'm pretty sure ain't none of them watching this show right now. So whatever. Now, the girl would not leave. I mean, would not leave. My dad would not let her leave until my mom came home. Like, my dad was cool, but he wasn't a fucking fool either. Because my mom found out that my dad saw us. Everybody was getting their ass beat that day. So my dad was like, yo, I give you a minute, but at the same time, it's all on your ass. So mom comes in, and she's mad as fuck, yo. Mind you, she didn't get the refrigerator by herself because, she was just evil as hell like that. But she was like, yo, what the fuck? What happened? Why didn't you make it? And then she looked and saw the girl. And once again, it registered. My mom's word out her fucking mouth was, oh shit, it's about damn time. Now I'm sitting here like, oh shit. I'm in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, I ain't in trouble no more. We good. She's like, yo, I ain't gonna say the girl name. She's like, yo, you gotta get out of my house right now. I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to die. And my bitch ass, I ain't gonna forget, I said my bitch ass. I was like, yo, we're dad quarters. I was like, fuck that shit. Yo.
I'm going down, you're going down with me.
Yo. I'm like, I'm snitching on every fucking body. I'm snitching on every fucking body. My mom was like, yo, I'm ready to spend. I think at the time, refrigerator is like $1.10 or some shit like over $100 and shit. It's just probably $2 now. But anyway, mom was like, yo, I was ready to spend this money on your ass so you can get this goddamn refrigerator and go down to school, and you up here with this skinny ass bitch. I'm like, mom, I waited I waited almost a year. Yo, she just
like I said, the best $100 I ever spent.
Facts. She just looked at me and just went upstairs. I looked at my dad like, yo, so am I in trouble? Or like, what's going on? Nah, he was like, yo, if I was you, I'd just go sit outside. And that's pretty much what I did.
Let me go talk to her real quick.
Yeah, but the reason that's like the fondest memory of my mom, because there was she played so many roles in that 5 minutes that she walked in that house. Like, she was surprised, she was pissed, angry as fuck, happy, but then she controlled all of it and went upstairs like it never happened, and we never ever spoke about that fucking incident again. I didn't get in trouble. Need to say, yeah, I broke up with the girl because, I was on my way to college down south, and there was no way that shit was going to work. So in her mind, she probably thinking, oh, this nigga just got the goodies. It wasn't even like that, shorty. It shit just wasn't going to work. Like, we 18 years old. I ain't no time for no damn long distance relationship and shit. But yeah, that is the fondest memory that I do have of my mom, because I can't describe the look on her face, yo, when she walked in the house and saw the fucking girl there.
Well, yo, it's funny you say that. Like, the story itself is funny, but just that comment of, how many different emotions she went through in a matter of 5 minutes. It's funny to look back on it and see what we actually expect of our parents to stop being like, to stop acting in a normal situation, like how you would react. And just be like, oh, you're just mad, or you're just happy. Like, you expect them to navigate this whole situation without totally fucking up your mental health about the shit. it's kind of interesting, and those are the things that you look back on, and it goes back to, you know, when you make these decisions in life, like, oh man, you do them in their memory, because that's all the shit that they had to put up with through, from you. You know what I mean? It's weird that you think back about it. You're like, damn, that was a lot.
And I guess we're touching that later as we go on with other subjects. But you're right, that's all we got to remember. And you know, I tell my kids this shit all the time, and you know, they so stupid that they don't really believe. And I guess I didn't too. And I don't know, you probably did the same. Like, we forget that our parents were our age. We forget. Like, I guess we just grow up and think our parents were just born at the age of 35 and 40. Like, they skip all the adolescent shit.
Right.
Like, we forget that shit. Like, even as a child, I never looked at them as being teenagers and shit.
It's wild. Like, you just think about it now. Like, you think about the time, like all the stuff you're doing now. You're like, oh, my parents were this age when I was young. And I feel like I'm not doing the same shit that they were. Like, it's so weird. Like, they were grown ass, young as hell, but still, like, in their 30s and 40s. I was like, bro, they had so much more going on than I did.
Facts. That shit was that's a tough one. Let me see. Oh, this I know one for you, because like I said, we share pretty much the same similar shit. So, what's the fondest memory? Everybody got a nice one of grandma, yo. What's the fondest memory of grandma?
I'll tell this one. This is a story that tells you what kind of person my grandmother was. You see, me and my uncle are very close in age, on my mom's side. So like, I always wanted to do stuff that he was doing and hang out with him and, you know, hang around his friends and whatnot. But like, my grandmother used to watch us after I got out of school. So I'd hang out at Graham's house, and my uncle was cool with me and he let me hang out and do whatever, but he also was very possessive of his stuff. Like, this is the stuff I earned. This is my stuff. Don't touch it. So like, I remember one time, you know, all the kids had left. My grandmother used to babysit kids. So all the kids had left, and she went in my uncle's room and grabbed like one of his baseball, softball, something, I don't remember. And she's like, come on, we're going to go outside and throw the ball. I'm like, no, Graham, like that's my uncle's stuff. Like, don't mess with it like that. She's like, no, don't worry about it. He comes home and he yells at you, I'll deal with him. You know, and we went outside and we played catch till my mom got there, probably hours, you know. And something that is that small, it seems like something small at the time you wouldn't think of as your fondest memory. You know, you look back on it as like, oh, shit, this person who you're supposed to be respectful of other people's things that are kind of like, oh, don't worry about it, man. We're going to go out and we're going to have a good time, and I'll deal with the consequences later, you know. It's kind of a hard story to tell it into a full effect of what that meant at a young age, because you know what I mean. Like, and I'm not putting a negative light on anybody in that story, so don't take that the wrong way. But like, to have that kind of relationship where someone is going to say, "Don't worry about it if you get in trouble. Don't worry about this, that, and the next thing. I got your back." Those are the things you start to learn, and where you start to grow at a young age of how to be the right person for the other people in your life. You know what I mean? When there's no one else around, all the kids are left for the day. My grandmother, who was taking care of kids all day, got up, went outside, threw the ball with me for hours till my mom got there. So it's one of those things that you look back on and you're like, damn, it's something that was that small that made a big impact, because she didn't have to do that. She could have been like, all right, go out, play the Nintendo or whatever. sit there till your parents get there. Oh, she got up after a long day, went outside, and made the best of the rest of the day with me. So it's one of the things I'll always remember.
Grandparents are they are godsend. Like, they are like they, like, you know what I mean? I mean, we love our parents, yo. Our parents are our parents. But the grandparents, they're like the fuck. They are the Mount Rushmore of greatness. Like,
Right.
because they know their children. So they know how screwed up their children could be.
Mm-hmm.
So the grandparents' rule is you're not gonna fuck up my grandchild. Like, like, you know what I'm saying, if I gotta stab you with a sword or whatever, I'm gonna defend. But and you had made a comment was like, even a parent with a serial killer might not look at you the same. You tell your fucking grandparent, somebody tell your grandparent that you're a serial killer, I guarantee you grandma will hide you in the basement some motherfucker where so the cops can't find you. That's a grandparent.
Grandma be like, good, I didn't like that dude anyway.
She's like, honey, I got somebody on the list. If, you know what I'm saying, somebody in the church I don't like. But that's your grandparent for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
They
were different. They were definitely different.
It was just man, look, shit. I'll find this memory of my which grandmother I got. Like, Jesus Christ, I had a couple of them. My grandmother, Margaret. So anybody listen, please hear what when I say wife, I mean ex-wife, like real shit. So please get that. Like, oh, this nigga married? No, I'm not. My ex-wife had took a short, I don't know what to fucking call it, like a short temporary job in Philly. So we had moved back to Philly for I think it was like 3 to 4 months. So we had moved back. We went to go stay with my great grandmother. Yeah, at that time, my great grandmother was alive. I was in my late 30s, and so this is not too long ago. I was a fucking adult. So it was a short stay, about 3 months, 4 months. So what I would do is I would drop her off at the job downtown in Center City. Anybody knows Philly, Center City. Then I would go to my mom's house. I went to my mom's house because, my mom was at work, meaning, my grandma didn't have like the whole Wi-Fi shit. My great grandma was like 95 years old. Like, she didn't understand the Wi-Fi shit. So I'm like, yo, I need to get on the computer and shit. And my mom was at work. So, I had the key to her apartment. So I had the whole apartment to myself. I would just sit there, smoking and, just doing me.
Mm.
About 4 days into all of that shit, I get a call. It was my grandmother, which is my mother's mother. She was like, hey, why my grandma was raw. Why the fuck you go over there every morning? I'm taking it back like, oh shit, did I offend my grandmother? Like, it's like, why you always at her house? Mind you, she's talking about her own fucking daughter. Like, it's like, why you always going to her house? Well, I'm like, grandma, like, there's no one here. I'm chilling. She like, well, come tomorrow, you better be at my house after you drop your wife off at work. I was like, okay. Yeah, I'm not disappointing grandma. So get there, grandma's house. I did this shit every morning. Grandma had my coffee ready. She had my breakfast ready. Not no fucking cereal, not no oatmeal, not no cream of wheat. Grandma will cook me a fucking breakfast.
Yeah,
now,
grandma made sure you were fed.
Grandma make sure that your ass was fed. Now, we would sit and watch movies. So the other day, I think I was talking to the guys in the Twitter chat, and I think it was the NBA playoffs game on. The end game was on, and Fast and the Furious 5 was on. So I was like, yo, I'm flipping through all these channels. I remember somebody asked me, yo, why you watching Fast 5? Because that was my grandmother's movies.
Mm.
Like, we would sit and watch all the Fast and Furious. She died like after number 5. So that was the last one. So every time that shit comes on, I don't give a fuck what's on television. I stop. That's why I'm so big into the Fast and Furious movies. It's not because, they're dope as shit. Right. My grandmother. Like, that was our thing. So takes me to the memory. The memory is no one told me. They should have told me this. After I got I've been in North Carolina for a while, going to college down there, had a family, and I would come home, and this is my first time being around my grandmother in a while because I've been down south. So my grandma was like, hey, I need you to take me food shopping. Nigga, I wish someone would have told me that there were rules to this. Grandma played the shit out of me. Take it to the bank. Old people, you got to take them to the bank. They can withdraw their money and all of that shit. So we did all of that. Went grocery shopping. Grandma was throwing everything in the cart. When I mean everything, I'm talking about every fucking bit of snacks that you can imagine.
Like you was on supermarket sweep and she's just like,
yo, Rick, she was having a ball. We get back to the house. She lives with my aunt and my cousin. My aunt, which is her other daughter. I get cursed the fuck out. I mean, I get yelled at like I've never been yelled at before, and I have no idea why. All I hear is my fucking grandma in the back laughing her ass off, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is so funny? Grandma played me. The rule is, grandma's not allowed to have no fucking sweets, no snacks, no nothing. So she played the shit out of me, Rick. When we got to the house, it was so much cake and fucking candy and all kind of shit in that damn cart. Grandma know that nobody else will let her put that shit in her cart, but me, not knowing the rules, I let her get away with every fucking thing. Now, also everybody know I smoke. My grandmother smoked cigarettes as well. I did not know this. I'm in the house one day, after eating, and I smell smoke. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a cigarette smoke. I said, hold on, my grandmother smoked? I go in my coat pocket, check my coat pocket. Grandma done took my damn pack of cigarettes, went in the bathroom downstairs, and just started puffing away. I'm like, Grandma. She's like, yo, I'm busy right now. No one told you to leave your cigarettes unattended. Like I said, if you want to laugh at shit, you can laugh at shit. How I deal with my grief, is I try my best to remember the funnier moments. Like I'm always gonna remember their death because they're no longer here. Mm-hmm. But who the fuck am I to not remember all the laughter and shit that we had, as a family? So it's my grandmother, like I've never known my grandmother to work. My grandmother was the type that would walk into a supermarket, slip and fall and sue them. Like she have done that numerous times. And I know if my family watching now, they're probably like, yo, he telling all the secrets. Well, I mean, grandma was who she was. Like I really never known her to have a job. Grandma was a con artist. But she was my fucking grandmother, like
right.
I mean, for her, I love, that's why I love Fast and Furious, the movies, because that was our shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's funny that you say that because, like, for me, that movie was the Rocky movies, man. My mom was obsessed.
Mom like Rocky?
Mom wanted to marry Sylvester Stallone. That was her celebrity crush, man. Like, my mom was an old Italian, so she saw an Italian on the TV who was making it big and stuff. It was big and muscular from these freaking boxing movies. Bro, she was in love. Like,
you Italian?
Yeah.
What the fuck? No, because you see O'Donnell.
That's as Irish as it gets. That's my dad's side of the family.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. So you Irish Italian?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Yo, man, look, bro. Seriously.
You know why I'm hot-headed.
Oh, shit.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you
so anyway,
on the wire.
Yep, for sure. But that was it. Like every year around Christmas, they play those Rocky movies, man, and I feel obligated to watch them because, like, not only was my mom obsessed with those movies, but two, Christmas was her holiday. So like that was it. That was that every year they're on TNT, and it don't matter if it's a 12-hour marathon. I got that shit on watching the whole damn thing.
Oh shit, mom was a straight Rocky fan. Oh yep. Shit! Well,
crying in the movies and everything. She was Ma, it's not even that sad. What are you crying for? She's like, it's so sweet. I was like, okay, Ma.
Holy shit! Oh, mom was a very. Oh no, Ma, not Rocky Balboa about you. Oh god, you want to be Adrian. Oh, she's mom was ready to whoop Adrian ass. Oh damn!
Yeah,
she stole her man.
She loved that whole damn story, man.
Yeah.
Freaking what was it? Not Rocky Balboa, man. When they spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it because it's about 12 years old, 15 years old by now. But anyway, when they revealed she was not alive in that movie, Mom was in full on fucking tears, man. She fucking was obsessed. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hey, but like. That's what it was. I mean, those are just it's weird the way that stuff like that sticks with you. You're like, oh, it's just a movie, man. Why does it matter so much? Why do you have to watch this every time it's on? There you go. That's why.
God, Rick, you ain't keeping secrets and shit, bro. Well, like I said, damn. Okay. All right. So, oh, yeah. Oh, damn, Rick. Mom wanted to marry Rocky. Oh, shit.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I like that one though. That's dope though. See, y'all say everybody got their family secrets and shit that pretty much, stay with them. I just found out Rick mom was,
Or yeah, listen, listen, when they released that Creed movie, like it was shortly after. I'm like, yo, I gotta go see this because like it was shortly after she passed. I'm like, yo, mom would love this fucking shit. We saw that movie and I was like, damn, I feel like that movie. First of all, I feel like that movie was amazing to begin with, but I feel like it played into the character and the lore and that whole series so well. I'm like, hey, I gotta watch it. I gotta see it through.
Now it makes sense why you were so big, like when because doing us writing and everything of that nature. Like if I'm not mistaken, I believe you did write on the Creed thing. So it like I said, shit makes sense now.
Yes, sir.
But I didn't know the whole backstory until today. Ah, go ahead, Rick, with your little slick ass.
It's fun, man. It's weird that like little things that you wouldn't think shape your life kind of shape your life even after they're gone. Like it's wild, and that is what's both heartbreaking and joyful in the same breath. Like you start to realize that a lot of their personality comes out in you.
Yeah. Because
you've been around them so much, you've taken on that personality a bit.
Holy shit. Nah, that's a good one. Oh, wow. Okay. Here you go. One for you right there. Look, there comes the 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Were you prepared for their death?
No. Just flat out no. Even knowing it was coming, like with my mom, she had some health issues along the way that she kind of dealt with, and were always in the back of your head, but until you realize how serious it was, you pay it no mind. Like, oh, she's going to the doctor, they'll take care of it, everything's fine. But even in the end, when they're like, oh, they gave her like 5-6 months to live. Sadly, it didn't last that long. But even still, like even knowing how long it's gonna be, there's so much you want to do, so much you want to say, so much you want to clear the air about. You can have all the time in the world, know the exact day and time, and still not feel fully prepared for that. It's never gonna come. If you're waiting for the day where you're like, here's everything wrapped up in a neat little bow, here's everything we put closure on every single part, it's never gonna come. You're always gonna live with some sort of regret. There's always gonna be something you didn't say, something you didn't get to do that you wanted to. So prepared in what sense? In knowing that it was coming? Yeah. Prepared in fixing years of stupid decisions you made and everything else? No, not at all.
I agree. Because you hear some people say like, hey, we knew it was coming, cancer or whatever the case may be, but does it change the fact? Like, because mine, everything was sudden. You get the phone call, hey, so-and-so, I got the phone call in college, hey, your dad died. Not that he's sick. Got the phone call about mommy, was like, hey, your mom in the hospital. By the time I got there, she, she had, 2 days. So, and like you're saying, it don't matter if you're, someone in hospice, like, my grandmother, the Fast and Furious cigarette stiller. She was in hospice for a year. So, when you got the word that, she went on, like, nah, I still wasn't prepared because I can never sit here and prepare myself. I mean, I can never sit here while someone is still alive and say, hey, you're now dead. Like while you're still alive. So you're always going to hold out some kind of hope. I can't sit there and look at my grandma or my mom laying in the hospital bed and just like, you know what? You're now dead to me, but yet somehow you're still kind of breathing. Like that shit makes no fucking sense to me. So I was never prepared for them dying. I guess you could say we were preparing ourselves for it, but until that shit happens, bro.
Right. Well, here's the thing that I don't think I think everybody will realize when they have to go through it, and you know, hopefully anybody that hasn't gone through it yet doesn't have to go through it for a while. But the one thing you'll realize when you go through something like that is it doesn't sink in right away. Like it doesn't. It sure shit doesn't. And you want to talk about what you're not prepared for? You could be prepared for them to pass. What you're not prepared for is the 2 to 3 months down the road, or whatever the time may be down the road, when something happens and you go to turn to that person and they're not there. That's what you're not prepared for. That's where you really start to feel it. Everything in the moment feels so real. Feels like, you know, haha, this is a joke. You know, they're gonna wake up tomorrow and we gonna talk. We gonna be on the phone. We gonna be talking about some other nonsense. But it doesn't sink in till you have, you know, those few days in a row, the time where it all catches up all at once. Because like, you might be carrying on because you were prepared, you knew it was coming, and then you hit this wall of realization, oh shit, and then you break down in the freaking shower. You know what I mean? Like,
facts.
That's just what it is. I mean, like, that part creeps up on you, hit you like a fucking ton of bricks, and that's your wake up moment. That's when you're not prepared. You do not know what to do with the rest of the day.
Shit, you hit it dead on, and it's wild because it leads us right into the next damn segment right there. And I didn't know how I actually wanted to kind of end this. It's still like two. I wanted to end it kind of. I guess we get. There's no such thing as a fucking upbeat topic on this one. Man. So for this one right here, advice to those who have lost loved ones and having trouble dealing with it. What kind of advice you have for them?
I think the only bit of advice is, the realest piece of advice I can give is move at your own pace. Don't try to force yourself to be strong for them. Don't try to feel every emotion all at once. Don't try to get over it as fast as possible, because there is no getting over it. And people tell you, oh, it gets easier. It doesn't. It really doesn't. The hard days just get farther apart. You just learn to deal with them. It doesn't get easier. You still have those days. You could be, and there will be times when you'll be driving home and the wrong song will come on the radio. You'll be bawling your fucking eyes out. Like, let's be honest. It'll just hit you out of nowhere. It doesn't make it any easier. People say it gets easier. It doesn't. You just learn to deal with it. And if it takes you sitting in your car, fucking bawling your eyes out, pull it in your parking lot, fucking do it, man. You move at your pace when you deal with something like that. Don't let anybody tell you like, oh, you should be better by now. This happened so many years ago. You don't know how much that fucks with people. Yeah, so I guess that's the biggest one for me. Move at your pace. Do what you got to deal with. I mean, don't completely give up. Try to at least live in their honor, but like, don't force yourself to be over it. Don't force yourself to cope right away if you're not ready to, because that's just going to make it worse.
Fuck. Shit. Okay, great. You kind of took the words out of my mouth for that one. That was a good one. And to like touch on what Rick has said, and for the people, all right, how can I? If you're close with someone, or in a relationship, or a marriage with someone who just lost a really close loved one, my advice to you is give them some fucking space. Even if they don't ask for it, respect them enough to know that they're going through something so fucking traumatic, especially if you have not gone through it yourself.
Definitely. That's a hard part. I would jump in on that one, because like, a lot of people don't get it. And I will tell you personally, in my experience, because I've lost, different degrees of closeness with all my relatives along the way. I've lost plenty of relatives along the way, and each one of them hurt me in their own way. but a parent hits you different. So if you haven't lost that parent, don't try to come at me with like, oh, I've been through it before. No, you haven't. It hits you different.
Yeah, I don't see that as a disrespect thing, but it's also, just respect what a person, because if you haven't lost a parent, like, you have no idea what I'm going through. So if you ask, oh, what do you want? And if I say, I need some space, I'm not trying to disrespect you, because what's happening is, I know for me, at the time when it happened for me, it was so many other things, because you're fighting with family, you're fighting with your emotions, and you're dealing with trying to get the funeral shit together. And it gets to a point where shit becomes so fucking much. And the slightest thing is going to, and I'm telling you, like, I'm about to flip the fuck out. And,
right.
and I remember warning someone about that, like, I'm about to flip. I'm about to flip. Please don't be the person that pushes me over that edge. Lo and behold, the person I was saying that to is the person who pushed me over the fucking edge. Needless to say, we're no longer cool.
Right.
Because I kept warning you, like, stop. You know what I'm going through. Granted, you haven't been through it, so maybe you don't understand. Everybody keeps saying, oh, like you're saying, oh, in due time, it'll be okay. Everything will work itself out. No, the fuck it's not. How do you know that? I say right now, let's whip out our phones. Let's call our parents, and let's see which parent fucking answer. If your parents answer the phone, you don't know what the fuck I'm going through. Plain and fucking simple, because mine is not picking up the phone. So do not tell me how the fuck I should feel. And whatever. And like Rick said, you could be driving in the car one day and a song will come on. And out of nowhere, that's it. Your day is done. You don't know when the fuck grief is going to hit you. So my advice to anybody going through it, how to deal with it is, find you a quiet place to go to where there's no one else around you. If you got to cry, if you got to break something, if you got to not hit someone, but if you got to hit something, or you got to, I have a good friend of mine, Anissa Johnson. Everybody know I loves to write, but she told me a couple of months ago, I need to start writing a diary, a journal, whatever the case may be, start writing my emotions down. I was sending her poems like every fucking day because I couldn't fucking stop. Because for one, I didn't know all that shit was in me. I mean, I knew I could write, but I didn't know all those emotions were still trapped in me. But I never told no one about them. When she said write them down, then once I start writing it down, now comes the point of who the fuck can I trust with my emotions?
Right.
Because these are raw emotions that I can send them to Rick. Rick might look at me like, oh shit, this motherfucker is crazy. So yeah, you gotta trust somebody with your feelings. And I do want to thank Anissa for that, because she opened it up for me where she never judged me. And she probably talked trash about me when she in the house. Hold on, Anissa probably watching too, so let me be careful. I'm scared of her. She like this big, and she probably beat me up. But
sure, ones that get you, man.
Word, right. But she is the one who helped me, deal with the writing part of of the emotions. And once again, like I said, for anybody that has a lost one, and how you dealing with it, like Rick said, you got to deal with that shit in your own way, not on someone else's terms. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Well, just to pack on there is if you're someone that's going through it, that's a piece of advice I'd give to the people that aren't going through it but know someone who is. First and foremost, again, let them go at their own pace. But I think the most important thing to tell those people is keep checking in. Don't be annoying about it. Don't force that person to communicate with you. Don't force that person to open up. But when it comes to it, and I'm sure you've been through it too, when it first happens, everybody wants to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry for your loss." And again, no disrespect to those people. I love all the love that people give in those moments, but like, it doesn't sink in then. When it sinks in a week, a month, a year down the road, and that's when everybody has forgotten. Everybody but you has forgotten about it. You know what I mean? You still want those people checking in because you don't know how to deal with it. But when people stop, you're like, damn, I kind of feel like I'm going through this alone. So
yeah.
So don't push people, but still check in with them. You don't even have to ask about that specifically, man. Just like, hey, how's your day going? How things been lately? Check in on them.
Facts. Shit. Rick said it best, and actually, you kind of, yeah. Like, I mean, like I said, this wasn't your normal show, and actually, this fight one of our shortest shows right here. You know what I'm saying? Because mostly, we didn't answer pretty much everything now, but the loss of someone, man, it's never easy to deal with. Like Rick said, if you beefing with somebody, this ain't no biggie shit. But I mean, like if you could have the issues with your family or a best friend, fuck it, your wife, your husband, whoever, it is really okay to go to them and say, I'm sorry, my bad. Can you forgive me? I forgive you, because it's a great possibility they can walk out that front door and never return. Mm-hmm. There's a great possibility they can lay down and go to sleep and never wake the fuck up. And then you're going to sit there and mind fuck yourself. Why didn't I just say I'm sorry over a fucking argument about who drunk the fucking last soda? I mean, some dumb shit.
Right.
I'll remember that. I'm gonna tell you what scares me the most. I think it's a painting or maybe some artist shit. It's a bunch of people in a line in a field, and there's some people moving up towards heaven. And they're like, you never know when you stand in line. That painting or that drawing, it scares the shit out of me. Because think about how true that fucking is.
Right.
We don't know when our fucking last day is. Mm-hmm. That shit is probably the most scariest shit in the world to me. That's why, motherfucker, when they say you got one life to live, I mean, like, dude, stop procrastinating. Enjoy your fucking life, because if you can meet your mom, your grandmom, your aunt, your uncle, your brother, whoever passed away, and you would ask them, what would you like to do? I guarantee you, they would say, I'd like to go right back. So, live for you, live for them. Like, when you meet them again, have great stories to tell them. Like, hey, I know you wanted me to do this, Mom. I know it took me a long time to get my shit together, but I did it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Shit, I'm still trying to get my shit together. Fucking
But that's what it all boils down to, man. This whole life shit, like, look, man, we live, we die. That's a certain. It's what you do in between that dash that counts. So, that animosity we got towards the family and shit, I had to let it go. Like, if family is family. If they're not meant for you, it's not meant for you. Move on.
Right. Yeah, that's just it. And like, there's some family members that cutting ties is your best thing, but there's let's be honest, there's some of them that like you said, we're out here beefing for nothing. Like, everybody wants to be mad and everybody wants to act on impulse and just act, instant reaction, instant emotion right away. It's one of those things where if you ain't gonna be mad about tomorrow, why are you mad about it now? You know what I mean? Like, we can all act and react, and get frustrated, but like, stop, take a deep breath, fucking move on, man, because it's stupid. Like, think about it. I mean, how many times have you gone into this thing and gone, the fuck was I even mad for? Now I'm just mad for the sake that I was mad.
Facts.
And now, if you go a week, like you said, if something happens to that person that week that you ain't talked to him, all of a sudden, you're getting that phone call going, man, what the fuck is I mad for? That was dumb,
Yeah. We assholes.
Yeah, right.
Fuck it. At the end of the day, I mean, it's easier said than done to forgive people for dumb shit, but always think about the worst part, They was brought into your life, and whether whatever kind of love you got, whether it's friendly love or family love or romantic love, you have some kind of love for them. So y'all have a falling out. But like Rick said, you ever get that phone call that they are no longer there and y'all beefing about some dumb shit? Trust me, that fucking guilt, that shit could, yeah, bruh. Look, that's my advice. You know what I'm saying? Wake the fuck up. Go find your loved one. You know what I'm saying? Tell them my bad. I'm sorry. I love you. And yo, man, let's go make some damn memories. So next time we see our loved ones, yo, we got some fucking stories to tell them, yo.
Well, that's just because, like, we always say this, and I joke about it. I'm like, yo, I'm a little bit of a hothead, and my family knows me as a hothead. But I'm gonna blow up. I'm gonna be mad real quick, and I'm be like, yo, all right, what we doing for the barbecue this weekend? Like, where we going for? When could we all get together? It's stupid to hang on to grudges and shit like that, man. I'm getting too damn old to be mad over dumb shit.
Facts. And before we go, and I do want to say this, well, right now I'm beefing with Rick right now because I didn't know Rick was fucking Italian. Like, what the fuck?
What, you think I knew how to make pasta for nothing?
No, I know you. I know you like to read. I'm thinking you on your cookbook shit, and you just doing some Chef Ramsay type shit. I know shit.
Yes, sir.
I'm just finding this shit out. I'm shocked, yo.
Yeah.
I can't get over that though. I had no fucking idea. Oh Lord. Oh shit. Now
just goes to show there's still so much to learn in life, man. We'd be wasting it being mad.
Yeah, Rick is fucking Italian, y'all. And his mom wanted to marry Rocky Balboa. Like, we can't let that one slide. We gotta keep talking about that one. No, but on another note though, like this is just a topic that we just sat around. Anybody watched last week? Y'all saw the end of the show. We just decided that we wanted to do that because both of us has been through a lot of loss, and we just figured maybe somebody needed a laugh, needed to hear other people talk about it, which may help you talk about it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe a month later down the line. You're like, hey, them fools on a mass podcast talking about this shit, and maybe I'm going to sit back and think about the good times I had with my mom or my dad or my grandmother. Yes, there were bad times. Hell yeah, there were bad times. But why the fuck do we don't need to harp on those? Like, really, I can tell you a million bad stories, but why do I want to harp on those? I want to harp on the good shit that makes me smile, that makes me laugh, that makes them, they looking down on me, or, in some cases, some evil people maybe looking up at me. Ooh, I don't know. But, look, will we have another episode like this again? I don't fucking know. Rick is on a lifestyle kick right now, so I don't know what next week's show might look like. What the hell are we talking about next week? I have no fucking idea.
Oh, should we kick so many ideas around? Like, all right, folks, what we got coming up, and this might be on shuffle. We might shuffle it around and not do this in any kind of order. Like, we got summer TV shows and movies coming up. We got Mark and I talked about it on here a couple weeks before last week about how to act as a man and how to present yourself in formal situations and stuff like that, how to be a gentleman kind of thing. So that episode's coming up, and that ought to be a real interesting one. Shit, there's always more sports bullshit coming up.
Yeah, you tight pants wearing fuckers walk around here looking like, man, don't even get me started. You walk around with some damn female spandex on, calling yourself a man. And then if you watching this with tight jeans on, I'm talking about your little fruity ass.
Never catch me in skinny jeans, man.
Like, word. Like, they got my balls don't even fit in those damn skinny.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you? Like, how do you put skinny jeans on? You got to jump up and put your damn, like, how do you do that? Like,
take a deep breath and not breathe the rest of the day.
Is that shit made out of elastic or something? Like, let me stop. There's probably somebody watching this shit like, why are you talking about me like that? Like, you got skinny jeans on, little girl.
Oh, shoot. There's so much, man. We're going to talk about it. And the one thing I want to say to anybody who is watching or who might watch this in the future, like, first and foremost, this is not a scripted show. Like, there's nothing written down. We do not. There's no teleprompter behind what we're saying. These are all our real feelings, man. So, don't think we're sitting here trying to push an agenda or push someone else's thought. These are you get what you get with us. So, We got everything from freaking sports to movies, TVs, whatever. We want to talk about it. Someone pops in after seeing this and like, hey man, great show. I really want to talk with you guys again. We'll go back to this show if people want to hear it. We're here for people, man. That's what I love about doing this. We could talk about anything. I got the gift of gab from my mom, so we could talk for hours.
Facts. Don't forget, Rick will wake up early in the morning and text you.
Let's go. Listen, my best friend,
about some shit.
One of my closest friends, giving me a hard time all the fucking time because I'll be like, yo, I'll call her after I'm on the way back from the store or something. She's like, what the fuck are you doing out so early? I'm like, bro, this isn't early. I'm just trying to get up before all the crazies do. We're trying to beat the rush. She's like, how the fuck are you out and about and going?
Not even that. Let me tell y'all something about Rick, right? So, like I said, a text will come out the blue. The text will be like, yo, that's fucked up. Y'all just heard me stop, right? That's the fucking text. So you'll sit there and look at the text like, all right, I'm gonna wait because I know Rick about to elaborate on what the fuck he on what the fuck he just texted me and shit, right? He's like, yo, that's fucked up. Like he be watching a TV show, a movie, in his mind. I guess I'm supposed to know what the fuck the TV show is showing. Like he'd be like, yo, that's crazy as shit. So I'm sitting at the phone like, all right, I'm gonna wait. I guess the rest of the story is coming sooner or later and shit. Right? This could be like 7 in the morning and shit.
Like half my day will go by. I'll be like, oh shit, I forgot to tell you. Blah, 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 blah.
So then, like you said, and then like an hour or two later, I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta fucking play along. I'm like, hey Rick, what happened?
No, that's the shit. Like the problem is it happens early in the day, and I end up getting my day started. I get going doing other shit, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I never went back to that text message.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
That's the day, man.
But the fucking choke over here. But no, seriously though.
That's true. That is 100% true. That happens more often than not.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, I can show y'all the goddamn messages. Oh, y'all can see the pictures. There's my mommy or
there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, once again, Rick, man, you know, I want to thank you for coming on, you know, and talking about, you know, very, very touchy subject. It's something, you know, all the years that we've known each other, we have really never really talked about. Like, you know, losing. We have never just see what I mean, man. We just ain't with that shit. Yeah, we have never sat and really, you know, talked about it. But you know, I want to thank you for coming on, being as transparent as possible, you know, with your feelings and emotions and your thoughts on this topic. As you know, I would say, hey, love to have you back, but goddamn, you the co-host, so of course your ass gonna be back. We just gotta sit and decide what the fuck we're gonna talk about next week.
Well, that's what I love about doing this. First of all, thank you for sharing and being part of this, because this shit ain't easy for nobody. But that's what I love about doing this podcast and having the friendship that we have, because we can talk about anything. And I mean, we'll talk about any subject out there. People get online and say, "Oh, well, what do you feel about shit?" We'll get online. We do not shy away from topics over here. But
Facts.
I'm glad we could take such a hard subject and turn it into something fun, to laugh about it, to get some jokes in there, as well as share some real emotions. Because at the end of the day, you know, maybe you know, a handful of people of this watch and laugh, you know, and it cheers them up after their hard day, then by all means, and I mean, shit was worth it.
Facts. That is the fucking truth right there. Like, hey, and for those wondering, you know, I have asked this question has been asked. Don't worry, there will be a sexual topic coming to the Mad Podcast very soon. What you think? We just gonna keep talking relationships and bills and child support and shit, and we're not gonna get to the realness of the fucking adult conversation? Like, son, all I gotta do is find a couple of guests who's not afraid, because as you've seen, haven't one guest for a mask yet. So I don't know, during the sex episode, if they might want to wear a mask.
That's a whole different guest.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like you might want to put a mask on for that one, son, because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I know you don't want no problems, but no, real shit though. But like, the whole point of the podcast is to, have fun, man, and talk about the things that you may see online. And I think when it happened the other day, I went to the chat, one of the chats, and I was like, damn, I don't have the entertainment podcast this week because I want to talk about Diddy. But this ain't the motherfucking place for it right now. I just talked about losing my mom and grandma and shit like that. So I'm not about to talk about Diddy. But damn it, I'm going to sneak that motherfucker in there next week, though. So Diddy, you little pedophile ass, women beating ass little motherfucker, I'm coming for you, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of opportunity to talk about that. Hey, that's what's, I want to say great, but that's what's terrible about things that's going on today. There's no shortage of fucking controversy or subjects to talk about. So.
It is what it is. And as always, man, Rick, like I said, Rick been rocking me for a minute. I appreciate everything, man. I guess we'll get to find out what the heck we want to talk about next week. Until then, I'm going to finish enjoying my day off. I got a day off tomorrow, too, so
there you go. Enjoy it. Turn the fucking AC on, bro.
No, we got the game. I think the game come on like what, 8 o'clock or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh shit! The game on already?
Oh damn! We holding Mark up. We gotta let him go.
No, is that motherfucker on yet? I ain't know that motherfucker on. No, come on, 8 o'clock. Come on, 8 o'clock.
Oh, we're good. Yeah, right.
So I got a half hour to go cook my pork chops and shit. Yeah, I'm about to eat me some pork chops. I'm about to eat.
There you go. Sounds like a good night.
But no, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of the Mob Pal Last Mass Podcast.
Can't even get the name out.
Word. We're on every Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on scheduling. So it's either going to be one of those 2 days. It's always going to be about either 6 o'clock p.m., but it's going to be either on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, depending on the scheduling. And furthermore, like, if any topics you guys want us to talk about, please. I mean, you can go drop a line in the chat. You can go drop a line on the Facebook page, on the YouTube page, and just like, hey, would you guys mind talking about this or this or this? Like, cool. Hey, we open. Like, let us know. We're easy. Especially me, you feed me and everything. It's like, no, but still. But nah, like, anything you guys want to talk about or hear us talk about, just drop us a chat. I mean, drop us a line in the chat and just, let us know. And, we'll do the best that we can. Your ideas may be good. It may be whack. I'm saying, I don't know.
Yeah, we're all about that life. Because listen, we could talk about all the dumb shit, but like, I know we have met plenty of people along the way that, look, we also like guests too. You've seen us come on, and I think this is the first show where we ain't had somebody on. Shit.
Facts.
So we like guests. We don't shy away from subjects. Let's do this. Let's have some fun. All right.
Facts. All right. Well, on that, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all next week.
All right. Later.